hello there, everybody. Welcome to an impromptu Sunday stream, Sunday night chill out thing. I haven't got that much planned or anything, but we can have a chill. We can have a little chill. It's all good. Um, yes. You can get your questions in. I will a the fuck out of your queues. If you wanna. You can do so for free in the chat if you want to, but you can also give me your money. At streamlabs.com/KFLogan1875, because obviously YouTube have taken away a long time ago now, about a year ago now, my monetization. So I ain't got no fucking super chats proper. But we've got pseudo super chats, if that makes any sense, at streamlabs.com/KFLogan1875. It's linked below. It'll pop up on the screen, and I will definitely answer those questions. Is it just Kev tonight? It is just Kev tonight. Yes. Christie's, probably in bed. Or getting some serious cock. I don't know. One of the two. It could be both, I suppose, technically. But no, she'll probably be back tomorrow night, I imagine. This one's just, like I say, an impromptu thing. I thought, fuck it. I'm kind of in the mood. I've got some silly bits of nonsense and stuff. Is Boris Johnson the worst and/or inept Prime Minister ever? I don't know about ever, because there's some serious competition going on that one. There's some real fucking crazy bastards throughout history. But Christy only finished D&D an hour ago. Definitely cocked then. She's definitely getting some post D&D D. There you go. Anyway, I talk about like she's just like a normal person. Like I talk about like she's riding the dick carousel. She just does her thing, whatever. Anyway, sorry, yeah. So in terms of serious stuff for tonight. I promise you a chill out stream, right? It's going to be Pog AF, as I believe the kids are wrongly calling it. But I'm going to have to start with a very, very serious subject, okay? As we know, Brexit has taken place. We for a long time we've been not a member of the European Union, and now we're not. Now we've completely left like the jurisdiction and all the rest of it. The new trade deal has come in, and it's been absolute fuckery, as we promised you it would be. Of course, it was going to be. There are backlogs at all the ports because import and export rules have changed. It's a nightmare. We were told it was Project Fear was the phrase, wasn't it? Project Fear. There were going to be huge fucking car parks full of lorries at the ports. Kent was going to be turned into basically a lorry park instead of the southeasterly most of the English counties. For those who don't know, it's basically the bit near France where Dover is. The White Cliffs of Dover, you've seen them. That's Kent. It's not all of Kent, but it's the bit that people know about. Anyway, now the ramifications of that are obviously enormously serious in terms of imports and exports. But little did we know it was going to be as horrifically important as this incredible story from today's paper. Tycoons' fury at Brexit bureaucracy. I voted leave, but now I've got 10,000 sex arses stuck at Calais. Sex arses, people. Sex arses. Now, for any Americans watching, an arse is basically an ass or a butt. It's the posterior of the human form. On this occasion, not a real one though, a prosthetic one for sexual relief purposes. Basically, a slightly enlarged fleshlight, but anal based, I believe, is the basic gist of that. It's a sort of decapitated midsection of, I'm imagining a woman, but I mean, I suppose if it's just the arse, it could be either. It could be man, woman, or a non-binary, whatevs. But it's really creepy for stuff. I mean, it's just like a dissected middle bit of an arse thing with like it's. But I like the arch. You got to arch your back. Remember that when you're taking it up the arse from behind. Naturally. So sex arses. Now I can't enlarge the thing because Twitter is shit. But I'll read you the first 4 words. I just blow your mind. Blow your fucking mind. When sex arse tycoon Brian Williams put his cross in the leave box during the Brexit vote in 2016, he foresaw a glittering future for an independent Britain. Now, Britain was already independent. That idea, the UKIP nonsense of us being independent from Europe, absolute joke of a thing. But let's not bury the lead here, so to speak. Although burying things in things is sort of the core of this story, really. Sex arse tycoon. People. Sex arse tycoon. They describe this man's job, career, source of fortune as a sex arse tycoon. I don't know where to go with that phrase. I don't know how I can make that any more ridiculous. It's probably second only to fridge magnate as my favourite descriptor of anything ever. That's from the what's it called? The one of the Cornetto trilogy movies, Hot Fuzz, where the guy who makes fridges is described as a fridge magnate, which is very, very funny. That's a very funny description. But sex arse tycoon is also very, very good. Anyway, but the reality is somewhat less rosy for the man. Rosy cheeks, both on his face and on the arse. Anyway, for the man credited with resurrecting the British sex arse industry. I'm sorry, people, but resurrecting the British sex arse industry. I didn't realise, that Britain had a sex arse industry. I didn't know that was a thing. But I also didn't know that it was in need of resurrection. Oh, for resurrecting Britain's sex arse industry. So it's good. It's good to know that the Brexiteers are really focusing on the big issues. Britain's priorities are set. Sex arses being resurrected. I mean, technically, does this count as our entire manufacturing base in Britain now? Just the sex arse industry? Probably. We don't make cars or anything anymore. Fucking hell. For Britain's first full day wholly outside the EU on Friday was one of frustrated phone calls and bureaucratic delay for the Luton exporter. Now, that's not someone who exports Luton. Although Luton can be described kind of like an arse in many respects. But that's an exporter from Luton, the town of Luton. Challenge is the subtitle there. Brian said, quote, "I voted Brexit because I saw a whole world of exporting available and a time when we could seriously challenge the dominance of China in the sex arse game." So this is Brian himself using the phrase sex arse. Not like sex toy or what's the other, marital aid is another one that gets used. Whatever, no, nothing like that. No, manufactured erotica or something. No. Sex arse. This is a man who does not mince his words. Okay. Although he does vote for self-inflicted nonsense. So, lol. Anyway, What happened? I've got 10,000 sex arses stuck in a lorry at Calais while bureaucrats fuss over the paperwork. He's got 10,000 sex arses stuck at Calais. Have all of those sex arses got blue passports that they can use to go in and out? I don't think they have. That's probably the problem. That's probably why they're being held up, I imagine. Sex art. Oh, God, this is so silly. This is so silly. Not just that, but quite literally, you Brexiteer twats, we told you this was going to happen. The fact that you're now acting surprised and indignant, it just shows how fucking full of shit you always were. Anyway. Naturally, French authorities are refusing to understand what a quote-unquote sex arse is, but every minute lost for me is lost profit and lost earnings for UK PLC. The fact that we even look at the UK as UK PLC, which it isn't, by the way, a public limited company, but we get the idea, right, is itself one of the problems. The fact that we've commodified everything to the point where the nation, which surely surpasses any such notion of ownership or, I don't even know, like profit or whatever, the fact that it's been commodified and brought down to just its worth in pounds and pence, or dollars and cents, euros and cents, whatever, is itself one of the core problems with late-stage capitalism. But I'm getting the impression that no matter how late-stage it gets, there are going to be some people like old sex arse tycoon Brian Williams will always be on board the capitalism train. Because as we know, under communism, there will be no sex arses. Okay? No one gets sex arses until everyone gets sex arses. I mean, that was actually one of the rejected early Russian revolutionary slogans: bread, land, and sex arses. And Lenin went, no, drop the sex arse bit. I don't think it's particularly relevant at this point in human history. Maybe in 120 years, come back to it. But for now, we'll go with peace. Yeah? Okay, cool. Brian, right, so that's the end of his quote for now, anyway. Brian insists he has no regrets over voting leave, but says that unless things are sorted, Brexit could cost him a pretty penny. He said, quote, "Many of the sex arses coming out of China are substandard and made by what is essentially slave labour." Now, the work practices in China is something that we've covered on this channel before. They are pretty disgusting in so many ways. But I love the fact that even in a ridiculous story about 10,000 sex arses, they still have to get into some weird xenophobic nonsense about substandard Chinese sex arses. Imagine you did not think today that you were going to hear the phrase substandard Chinese sex arses. That's where we've gone to as a nation. That this is the level of discourse we're having. Chinese sex arses. I mean, I of all the things to get kind of jingoistically patriotic about, the quality of your nation's sex arses is very strange. Also, isn't this motherfucker importing sex arses to Britain? I think he, because they're stuck at Calais. So does that mean they've gotten into France, but they can't get from Calais into the rest of Europe? Is that because he's an exporter, right? Okay. So they've gotten over to Calais, but they can't leave Calais because of, we don't know what the new import tariffs are from the EU. What's the new import sex arse rate? I don't know. And clearly neither do the experts at Calais. Imagine that. They're going to reprise the livestock protests in the past and just burn lorries full of sex arses at Calais. It's going to be a nightmare. Right, he continues. My sex arses, and again, at no point is he using any other phrase. It's always sex arse. My sex arses are all made by British craftsmen, and so we can command a premium price. Well, you say, I mean, crafted by craftsmen. Is that not from a mould? Surely these are not handmade sex arses, are they? That would be weird. I mean, well, it's all weird. It's sex asses, but you know. Even so, margins are tight, which is ironic, I suppose. Yeah, I'm dealing with this story in the grown-up way it deserves to be fucking dealt with. Margins are tight, and more delays at customs would jeopardise my business. Unquote. Last week, Government Minister Michael Gove, who is himself a very puckered arsehole, I've added that last bit, but you get the idea, admitted that there will be, quote, bumpy moments, unquote, for UK businesses and travellers as they get to grips with the new EU rules. He said there would be, quote, practical and procedural changes, unquote, after the Brexit transition period ended on Thursday. Which is an interesting change of tact from everything he's ever said about Brexit before. Mr. Gove told BBC Breakfast, quote, I'm sure there will be bumpy moments, but we are there in order to try to do everything we can to smooth the path, unquote. Well, thank you, Barney Samuels, for bringing this amazing piece of journalism to us. Everyone's life, everyone who's listened to this, both live and in the future, their lives will have been improved enormously by this story, and I think Woodward and Bernstein need to hang their heads in shame. All they did was expose Watergate and all of that, whereas Mr. Samuels here has very much exposed the big hole at the centre of the Brexit shitstorm. Yes, I'm dealing with this in the grown-up way it deserves to be dealt with. Fuck all of you. That was a real story in a British newspaper. Admittedly, a very shit British newspaper, I suppose, appropriately given the story there. But still, fucking hell, Britain's priorities are so wild. They're so completely out of whack with anything. God damn it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, why chop up a body? Just have one of those fleshlights. Yeah, look, if you're sexually attracted to one of those sex asses, you're probably some sort of weird wannabe murderer, maybe? I don't know. When are we going to listen to more songs from the Korean MAGA singer? Well, technically, she's Chinese-American, not Korean, but hopefully never. No, we will listen to more of her in the long term. Okay, yeah, in the long term, not for the time being though. Okay, although there will be music upcoming shortly, but good music. Well, good music at first, and then I'm going to introduce you to a guy who I've kind of already introduced you to in the MAGA Cringe compilations. Who also does music, although his music is just a bit weird rather than being absolutely ear-splittingly shit. I'm more interested in his usual material. I'm going to introduce you to Cowboy Joe Salvatorio, whatever his fucking name is, who is one of the most strange human beings ever. Hello, Krista. Krista, after this, you need to go back and watch the start. Hello, by the way. And you need to go back and watch the start, because the story was... All I'll say is the phrase 10,000 sex arses. That's all that needs to be said there. Anyway. Yes, so. What was I going to... Oh, yeah, there was the where are we? There was a Watch Later thing I had. Flo and Joan, who are a British comedy duo, they did a thing called the 2020 song. And I'm going to play that for you now, because it's very funny. There we go. Right. Yeah.
2020, cooey. We've had a lovely time. It's been a paper cut with a little squeeze of lime. We look forward to a new decade of hope and optimism. But what we got instead was a hornet nest of jism. No, not as many famous people died out of the blue, but in the general population there's a fair fucking few. You can write all this is wrong uns on a massive fuck off scroll whilst you're punching out your neighbours for a slice of toilet roll. We paid the NHS and claps for saving all our lives, and we thank the frontline workers by not staying the fuck inside. Every politician pissed the bed but never had to quit. Maybe they should all retrain as people who aren't shit. Let's call this one a write-off, start again next year instead. Shoot this one cannon into the sea and or go back to bed. You can blame it on whoever, but you can't deny the facts. They turned cats into a movie, then it all went up the twat. We've had earthquakes, war and locusts, and the seas are getting higher. In Australia, in California, everything's on fire. Concentration camps in China, Poland's women's rights infringed. Cause when the world's in trouble, why not boot it in the minge? And when it comes to children, they've not been done by halves. The US lost their parents and the UK let them starve. The new expert on trans lives is a wizard-loving sham. Sit down, JK Rowling, off your piss to Azkaban. The clown show that is Brexit has failed to make us laugh. They tried to spin their shit to silk and made a pooey scarf. Fuck
Pooey
the
scarf.
entire world, then fuck it all again. Except for New Zealand. Hi, when can we move in? You're doing great. The cameras all kicked off when they saw a statue shatter, but thank God there's people standing up for all Black Lives Matter. The police are meant to serve, but they're killing folks instead, so we gave them all more funding, cause that makes fucking sense. Americans hating snowflakes wearing masks was very cute, whilst they take their guns to Walmart to protect them from the fruit. When it comes to racism, this world is in denial, so let's cheer up this
From
way
the fruit.
with a jolly Nazi heil. The GOP dried out like a dog turd in the summer, where even Giuliani's head I tried to do a runner. Still, we brought that Cheeto pig fight to a glorious defeat, so let's toast stop that rotten diaper, thumb finger, sicky bastard, mucky fucking dingle prick with a massive glass of bleach. So stick that gorgeous vaccine in my eyes and up my arse. And if it kills me, at least a sweet release from this year's farce. If you're anything but white and rich, you're never meant to win. So let's ball up 2020 and cunt it in the bin. Cunt it in the bin.
That was both good and funny, but I want to highlight two phrases: hornet's nest of jism and pooey scarf. There you go. That's the level we're working on, people. Go and subscribe to Flo and Joan. Hang on, I'll put a link in the chat for everybody. They're a British comedy duo set of people. What? Paste. Boom. And then on the Twitches. Hello, Twitches. I haven't forgotten about you. I'm just a really lazy person. Anyway, so yeah. Yes, and again, the use of the C word there. Again, Britain does not use it in the same way that Americans do, because they've used it as a completely different type of word. Yeah. Anyway. Yes. So, no, I just thought that was a funny little sort of intermission. Yes. So I want to introduce you to Joe Salvatorio, who is Cowboy Joe. Cowboy Joe Salvatorio or Salvatore? No, Salvatorio. Yeah, there he is. Anyway, people may remember him if I go on to my thingamajig. He's one of the openers for my one of my Mago Cringe compilations, right? Is he this? What? No, that's no. Hang on. Can I remember which one he is? Is it the music one? No. Why haven't I got 7 or 8 on that fucking list? That's so annoying. Sorry, everyone. Right, it's this one. Right.
Y'all ready for the Trump won the election yeehaw? Here it goes, y'all. Yee! Trump won!
Yeah, that guy. Okay? That guy. He's real. People have asked me, is that person real? Who is he? Is it a Poe? Is it a real What's going on there? What the fuck is this creature? I'm going to introduce you to him now. His name is Joe Salvatorio. He is a cowboy, kind of, singer, kind of, from Wyoming. Again, kind of, because the thing is, I've asked experts in the field whether Wyoming is a real place. They insist it is, but it doesn't compute in my head that Wyoming is a real place. I can't believe it. It doesn't seem real. It seems like, and not just that, but they're not even trying to spell it properly. Like, come up with a decent name for it. Like, I don't know, Poland. That's a believable fake place name. Could have called it that. No, they went Wyoming, which seems like one of those dumb words that someone tries to put down on a Scrabble board when they know they haven't fucking got anything. And they're like, no, Wyoming, it's a type of, Vietnamese meat product. Wyoming. Yep. It is, honest. Yep. Like, ridiculous. Anyway. And, so Joe Salvatorio is one of the strangest people you will ever see. He's one of those people that seemingly only America produces. And not in, like, a good way, like, you know, great scientists or musicians or filmmakers or some shit. No, in the kind of way that America has a special kind of... I don't know if they have factories that produce these people or whatever, but America has a unique ability. Much like Britain's incredible booming sex arts industry, America has an incredible booming, weird, fucking inbred, hick, right-wing lunatics who are completely fucking unaware of themselves industry, and they're producing them by the fuck ton, some of whom get elected to high office, like, you know, Louis Gohmert, perhaps. Those kind of people, right? He does music as well. I'll give you a little taste of that. It's, to be honest, the music isn't great, but it's not that desperately bad. It's just recorded with, I think, tin cans and string. So even though the actual tune isn't that bad, it just sounds blown out as hell, you know? See what I mean? Yeah, the reverb, that's the word I was looking for. The actual music itself isn't bad. He does like rock and roll, under a thing called Rock and Roll Revolution. He does Cowboy Central, which is like kind of country music, and he does Ride 'Em Up High and Tight, which is a kind of weird, folksy kind of music type stuff. But the music itself isn't that dreadful, to be honest. It's just recorded so poorly that it's difficult to actually begin to enjoy it at all. Just awful shit. Anyway, but why we're here isn't for that, even though some of it, like the Trump train and Build That Wall and Hillary for Prison, Make America Great Again. He does songs that are political, but they're mostly not very interesting, frankly. It's his videos, right? He does like talking to the camera, one take shithole videos. The one that the Trump one, Yeehaw, Y'all, that was the video that was the first clip in the previous cringe compilation that I showed you. He's got videos called things like Never Concede President Trump, We Shall Prevail President Trump, Happy Thanksgiving Y'all 2020, Massive Election Fraud, God Bless Texas President Trump, which is just an amalgam of things. I'm going to play you his last two videos. There's a Happy New Year, Y'all 2021. Let's have a look at that.
Happy New Year, y'all. Happy New Year 2021, cowboys and cowgirls. Here on Cowboy Joe Salvatorio channel, old Cowboy Joe wishing all the cowboys and cowgirls out there a happy...
Yeah, we get it, cowboys and cowgirls. We get it. We fucking get it. Cow people. Bovine humans. Fuck's sake. Not just that, but I mean, where's your non-binary cow people-ness?
Healthy, blessed new year. We're looking forward to 2021 when we're going to have lots of fun. We're going to get rid of the Chinese bioweapon. We're going to get President Trump back in office for his second.
No, I love that. He says we're going to get Donald Trump back in office and the sparkler goes out. Oh, beautiful.
Term, and Bitcoin is going to go to the moon. God bless y'all. If you like this here video, click on the subscribe button.
No, you racist
thumbs
prick.
up so we can beat the BoobTube algorithm.
The
and
BoobTube.
Click on the notifications bell so old Cowboy Joe can bring BoobTube to justice. Because they're trying to get
BoobTube. People, what do I do with that? BoobTube. He thinks that's like a real slam dunk. This crazy fucking weird leathery boomer fuck thinks that BoobTube is like some absolute dunk. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. Big Tech's not coming back from that one, is it? Big Tech cannot survive that kind of epic ponage from Cowboy Joe. Fucking hell. What an absolute shitheel. Oh yeah, and yeah, of course. He gets in anti-China stuff. I mean, to be honest, not the weirdest bit of anti-China racism we've had on tonight's show. The sex arse thing was, I think, the weirdest piece of unnecessary anti-China racism. But he managed to get that in there as well. He managed to fit it in there, like with the sex arses. The sex arses are a gold mine, ironically, of spunk mostly. Anyway, there's too many silly jokes, right? No, I know, but no, BoobTube is an old, yeah. I know what the thing is, but it's not like an incredible slam dunk, is it? Like he thinks that's like a real burn. It's not. Anyway, what was I gonna fucking say? Oh, I've totally lost my fucking... Well, yeah, so we had the anti-China racism. There was some weird shit about Trump. And then Bitcoin. He says, Bitcoin's going to go to the moon. Bitcoin's like a hustle. It's like a fucking weird... Not quite pyramid scheme, but it's definitely some sort of weird fraud thing. Where it's going to boom and bust. That's all it does. There are just cycles. Anyway.
Get rid of them. And so, everybody, come on, get behind old Cowboy Joe, the voice of freedom here on YouTube, the rocking voice of freedom on the YouTube. I want to wish y'all,
BoobTube,
from the
please.
bottom of my cowboy heart, a blessed,
He's got a cowboy heart. Not a normal heart. He's got the heart of a cow and a boy, and slammed them together and put it in his chest. Doesn't work at all.
happy and a healthy new year to all my cowboys and cowgirls out there.
See, I would think that's quite cool, but look how unhealthy this fuck looks. Look how absolutely fucking corpse-like he is. I don't know that I want this fucking creature wishing me luck. Ugh. Anyway.
On the
Health,
in the
whatever.
Cowboy Joe Salvatorio ranch here. Now I want to show y'all. Take one more look at the Christmas tree. Now I'm going to show you a gift. I got a gift from old Chainsaw Bob.
He's got a friend called Chainsaw Bob. Oh, I love it. I want to be a fly on the wall with Cowboy Joe and Chainsaw Bob. Think of the conversation. Think of the high-level ideas going on in that room. Oh, be enough to put Dave Rubin in a coma.
Old Chainsaw Bob sent me a Christmas gift. I'm going to show it to you right now. Take a look at the tree.
Take a look at the tree.
I got me a belt buckle. I'm going to put this one on the praying hands. And we pray.
What you want is praying hands right by your cock. That's definitely not at all blasphemous in any way. It's fine. It's fine. That's why I like to put a crucifix right on my gooch, because it's, you know, honouring Jeebus.
We praying with both hands this year. That's it.
We're jerking it with
There it
both
is from Old
hands this
Chainsaw
year.
Bob. We got that beautiful gift from Old Chainsaw and his familia. So I want to say
And his familiar. Oh, is that supposed to be Spanish? Not his familiar, like he's got a fucking little a cat that's also like his witch sidekick. I presume that's what he means there, but I don't know. Also, which one of Chainsaw Bob's victims, which one of their corpses did he steal that belt buckle from? I don't know, but be interesting to find that out.
thanks to Chainsaw Bob, old cousin Chainsaw Bob. He's thinking of old Cowboy Joe, and I'm thinking of you all. And I'm saying thanks to old Chainsaw
Please
and his
don't
familia
think of me,
and
Joe.
everybody out there in the
want
cowboy and cowgirl world and Cowboy Nation. Cowboy Nation loves President Trump, and we're gonna say Happy New Year, President.
But why did that come up? Why is that a thing?
President Trump, and to all your family, and to all your team, especially Rudolph Giuliani. So, Happy New Year, y'all. God bless
Or as they call him, Chainsaw Giuliani.
us all. God keep us all. God help us all. And we're going to make it through. We're going to have a great, great year ahead.
I don't think even God can help you, Joe.
2021. Happy New Year, y'all.
Look at that weird shit-eating grin. Kid toucher Ernie. Fucking hell. Gravedigger Bill. Yeah. Indeed. This man is faking his accent, I swear. I wouldn't be surprised if he's, like, bigging it up, like, putting it on a bit. But, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, do you want to hear it? Do you want to see him wearing the fucking weird... Like, this is the thing about cowboy culture, is some of it's so unbelievably camp. For, like, this incredibly butch straight boy thing. It's very hard.
Cowboy Joe shoots from the hip. And right now, I got a beat on. Cowboy Joe shocks YouTube, President Trump.
Why is he addressing President Trump? Like he thinks President Trump's one. You got 540 subscribers, my man. Donald Trump don't give a fuck. Donald Trump wouldn't go and see Dave Rubin when Dave Rubin was in the house that Donald Trump currently lives in for the next 17 days. He wouldn't even go downstairs to meet him. And he's got millions, so, like, just chill.
Cowboy Joe shocks YouTube, cowboys and cowgirls. And it ain't because of this here shirt either. Ain't because I'm wearing this here Christmas shirt, which I'll...
It is. That is a very, very nice shirt. Some might say a suspiciously nice shirt for a homophobe. Just saying.
This is a preview coming as attraction, my next video about Merry Christmas. And if you like Cowboy Joe, I want to put a Cowboy Joe videos here on the Cowboy Joe Salvatore channel. Subscribe to the Cowboy Joe channel.
No.
Click on the notification bell and give us a thumbs up for old Cowboy Joe. Come on, y'all cowboys and cowgirls.
I'll give you a thumb up, but in a different
Just
way.
for the shirt alone, it's worth it. Come on.
Just for
Now,
the shirt.
shocking. Why do I say Cowboy Joe shocks you?
I will tell you,
It-
Cowboy
it
Joe,
won't-
if you give in to your inevitable here and just start having gay sex on YouTube, I will subscribe for that. Definitely.
It wasn't just because of the shirt. It wasn't. But apparently, the video content on this channel is so shocking that YouTube has got to give me a strike for my channel. They gave
So this is going to be Joe Salvatore bitching about getting a strike because he says absurdly racist things all the fucking time.
me a strike on my channel. Illegitimate, needless to say. But Cowboy Joe got a strike on his channel a few days ago because of two old videos of 4 years ago about the Pizzagate. See, the reason that's shocking...
Oh, so on this occasion it wasn't even the racism, it was the false allegations of weird child sex stuff. We should have talked. You talked to Kiddie Fiddler Joe or whatever his name was, Ernie, the guy from. Yeah. Oh, Pizzagate. Yeah, he's a lunatic. He's like a Q person as well. He's a very odd individual, but he's real. He does exist, alas.
Shocking is that it's the truth. And the truth shocks on YouTube. It does. Just like it shocks a lot of other people. The truth hurts sometimes. And so YouTube being a globalist and Marxist type of politically correct platform.
Yes, the capitalist institution of YouTube, right, which is owned by Google, one of the world's bigger companies, is a Marxist platform. Marxist platform. I'll just repeat that. Marxist platform. Google is running a Marxist platform. Don't know about you, I reckon Joe. Oh, old Joe over here, Cowboy Joe, might be a complete prick.
As they call it, has given old Cowboy Joe
Cowboy
a
Joe.
strike.
Why not just say me? They've given me. Why do you have to refer to yourself as Cowboy Joe every fucking time? It's obnoxious. Please stop.
Which means if he gets one more, I got to tell you all, if you don't see no more YouTube videos from me for a while, that's the reason why. Because YouTube's gonna. I think they got it in their minds. It's just a matter of another week or two. They'll go back and find some other video that they want off there.
He has a beard? What? What do you mean he has a beard? No, he doesn't. What are you talking about?
Off their so-called platform because they are afraid of getting sued by the powers that be or getting taken down by the powers that be. That's what it's about. They can smell it, and the Section 230 is going to be removed, and they're going to get sued, and they don't like the idea of it, so they're cracking down hard.
Conservatives need to get this clear in their fucking minds here, okay? Conservatives think that getting rid of this 230 thing, which is to do with whether they're platforms or publishers, these content provider sites, things like YouTube and Twitter. I mean, at the moment, they're not liable if you... Like, in the case of... Let's use Joe as an example, okay? If Joe wants to go on there and say, Pizzagate is real, China created the virus in order to allow Barack Obama to impregnate your daughter or whatever absurd shit he believes. If that's a thing he wants to go out and say, he can say that. YouTube can still take it down, but YouTube can't be held legally liable because that's a thing that Joe said. Okay? Which I think is fair, to be honest. But if you get rid of that, it would seem that would then make YouTube liable, which means that conservatism online will be obliterated. Because they're not going to let you just say racist shit anymore. Because the thing is, there are lots of racist videos online. There are videos I've seen in the past about Holocaust denial. Not about Holocaust denial, doing Holocaust denial. Straight up JQ Holocaust denial bullshit. Fucking learned elders of Zion up the arse, right? That have been monetised. Not just not taken down, having monetisation on them. Okay? Now, of course, some conservatives have videos taken down. Far more leftists have videos taken down. Shadow banning happens far more often to LGBTQ content and things like that. Trust me, I know. When I've done videos about trans issues, I did a video about trans issues a couple of weeks ago with Sophia, and that got put into 18 plus status immediately. In a way that I've done videos about violence in Portland, didn't get put into that. I've done videos about rape culture, didn't get put into that. But you do something about trans issues, all of a sudden 18 plus. Interesting, isn't it? Thing is, YouTube and all of these other sites do what makes them money. They don't give a fuck about politics. If they could make more money being a Marxist platform, they would be. If they could make more money being a fascist platform, they'd do that too. They don't give a fuck. They're about making money, okay? So there's no anti-conservative bias outside of the fact that they know that if you've got people just screaming the N-word over and over, Coca-Cola are less likely to give you money for advertising. So in that sense, not being a bigoted shithead is an anti-conservative bias against them. But that's just reality. That's just the nature of the marketplace. People don't generally like to be very, very open about their racism often. And so if you get rid of 230, all that means is that conservatives will be expunged from the public square, the public E-square. But they keep pushing for it because they're fucking idiots.
On guys like Cowboy Joe and a conservative, and pro-President Trump YouTube channels. That's what it is, basically. They want.
Oh yeah, there's no pro Trump YouTube channels that get huge views and pushed by YouTube, like I don't know, the Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro, Tim Pool, Sargon, fucking Stephen Crowder. No, there's none. There's none whatsoever. No, don't be silly.
Want to eliminate any free speech in the United States of America because they have to do what China tells them.
That's not free speech, and it's got nothing to do with China, you dopey shithead. What does China have to do with any of that? Anything you just said, what does China have to do with it, you fucking moron? Anyway, God. What's these people's obsession with China? Well, I know what it is, because they love the fact that America has been the number one superpower of Earth for the last 40 years. Or certainly, let's say 30 years, since the fall out of the USSR. Even if in the last 10 years the USSR was in such decline that basically it was that case anyway. So let's say 30 years. America has been the absolutely unchecked hegemon of Earth. And they know that China is coming to take that over, right? China are a player on that scene now. And these motherfuckers can't just take that, because they've got this racial supremacy thing where the Chinese are supposed to be like, those funny little people over there, they make the shoes for no money. And that's it. The Chinese people don't want that, clearly. And the Chinese government, as much as I despise them, aren't going to accept that. It's America, you just need to deal with it. Britain, to be honest, I was about to say Britain has dealt with that. No, it hasn't. Britain still thinks of itself as a powerful country. It's embarrassing. But at least we've scaled back our expectations of where we stand in the world a little bit. America still thinks of itself as an unchecked hegemon, even though, just look at Iraq and Afghanistan, motherfuckers. You're a dying, declining empire. Sorry, that's just something you're going to have to fucking deal with. Fighting against it won't help, either in the short or long term.
And China tells them, tell those people to shut up. Oh, YouTube's going to obey. And I like I say, part of it might.
I love the fact that Joe here, with his 542 subscribers, thinks that China are ringing up YouTube going, can we get rid of this fucking Cowboy Joe? He's going to bring down the CCP. Like, what? What are you talking about, man?
I'd be too that the content here is a little too truthful, and they want to bury.
Yeah, Pizzagate's too truthful. That's it. Yeah.
And if they don't do it, then they're going to get a suit against them from some entity or individuals who don't like the fact that they've been called out. The Pizzagate.
Yeah, Joe. The whole point of 230 is that it protects YouTube from that. But it obviously can't protect you from that, because you're the one saying the wrong thing. You're the one saying the untrue lie that is potentially damaging to someone else's financial interests.
Stuff is what they're going after in this case. And, 2 videos about Pizzagate protest. A video about Pizzagate protest is what they gave me the strike for. And then another one was about the Pizzagate religion.
The Pizzagate religion? I mean, I'll be honest, I want to see that video now. I want to know what the fuck he's talking about.
They took them 2 videos down, mainly because they reveal the truth about a nefarious activity by individuals who they have to protect themselves from.
No, Joe, you stupid bastard. 230 literally protects them from those people coming after them. Not you. Not you. Look, he genuinely doesn't even seem to understand what 230 even is. Fundamentally, that's the problem with conservatism in general. They don't know what things mean. They don't know what things are. They have no interest in ever looking into it. They're fucking intellectually bereft human beings. Completely and utterly devoid of any basic fucking intellectual integrity or even just basic curiosity. They're not interested in finding out the truth. They've worked out in their head what works for their narrative, and they're just going to go with it. But Joe, 230 protects YouTube from being sued by who were some of the people in the Pizzagate thing? Tom Hanks. They think Tom Hanks is involved in that. That's a thing I've heard. They think Tom Hanks drinks adrenochrome from the brains of babies and is involved in Satanism or whatever. 230 protects YouTube from Tom Hanks suing them. If you, Joe Salvatorio, say Tom Hanks drinks baby blood, right? But Tom Hanks can come after you for that because you're the one that said it. Yeah. So it's got nothing to do with them protecting themselves from Tom Hanks or anyone else for that matter. Not specifically just Tom Hanks, any person or
and
indeed
these
company.
Individuals have to protect themselves from the truth and the idea that President Trump, if he gets in for a second term, which he's...
Yeah, the Pizzagate nonsense and the kind of Q-aligned shit about adrenochrome, which I don't think I've ever really gone into in any particular detail. It is very related to the kind of blood libel bullshit inherent within anti-Semitic history as well, yeah. The Nazis did say the Jews ate babies and were pedophiles and all kinds of hideous things. And it very much plays into that same basic narrative. Because fundamentally, people are still the same as they were back when the Nazis were doing their thing. People are still scared of the same things. People are still disgusted by the same things. It's just a matter of kind of tailoring it to the specific concrete societal circumstances that you're in now. People know it's much less easy to be as overtly anti-Semitic, so they have to sort of dial that aspect of it back while still doing Soros posting constantly, which we know what that means. But it's at least kind of a dog whistle rather than being directly, oh, the Jews, XYZ. And yeah, the adrenochrome thing's interesting. These Q people think there's this thing called adrenochrome. Now, adrenochrome does exist, right? It's a thing, a chemical in your brain, in the blood flow blood flow, yeah, related to adrenaline. And adrenochrome does exist. It's a real thing. And the Q people think that these rich celebrities who are engaged in like satanic child abuse and rape and murder and stuff, so people like Tom Hanks, Hillary Clinton, Keanu Reeves, another one I've heard. There's loads. Basically, anyone who's ever annoyed them, they've been accused of doing Pizzagate stuff. When Tucker Carlson denied Sidney Powell's bullshit back, a few weeks ago, we played on the happy hour. Rick Wiles of True News, which is an ironic name, I think, claimed that because he'd once gone to the Comet Ping Pong Pizza place, that Tucker Carlson was involved in this. So, it's that sort of shit. The Q people believe that they are killing children after presumably raping them, drinking their blood, and that's like a thing that gets you high. Right, it's like a recreational drug thing that also has some people also believe it gives them some sort of boost of youth as well, because it's from children. It's nonsense, not scientific in the slightest. There's also the problem that, there have been tests on where people have taken adrenochrome, and it's an awful experience. Like, it's not a drug that you would want to take. It gives extreme psychological paranoia and physical pain. It's not a pleasant experience. And secondly, why would they need to do this by killing children when you can synthesize adrenochrome in a laboratory very cheaply and easily without killing anyone? It's nonsense. Absolute gibberish. 1 second, everyone. Rory Katz is being a prick. So I'm going to go let him in and show him to you, I suppose, probably. Yes. Come on. Rory Katz, I'm going to knock you the fuck out, boy. Right, there he is. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend. Rory Katz. Little Rory's paws. Anyway, that was Rory Katz. Oh, hang on. He's being silly now. He wants attention. He's not chunky, how dare you? He's a slimline beast. Anyway. No, he's a fat fuck. Anyway. What were we talking about? Yeah, so adrenochrome. Yeah, so, yeah, and it ties into the idea, this kind of blood libel idea of you know, Jewish people are bad, basically. Which actually predates the Nazis, but the Nazis sort of popularised it in many respects. Anyway. Oh, you can see him there, he's just disappeared. He spends a lot of time behind the, it's like blind over the window. So often you'll just see a tail or a leg dangling down underneath the thing. Anyway. Has he fully recovered from his week with the cone of shame? Well, actually, it was more like about a month with the cone of shame, yes. And his tail, although it's shorter, the hair has grown back now, so it's... Yeah, popularised, as in, like, they literally made it more popular. People started to believe it much more, yeah. I don't mean popularised as in made it good or something, but they literally made more people believe in the idea of the blood libel. Yeah. No, I know that people have been attacking Jews for a long, long time. Actually, one of the fascinating aspects of the First Crusade was Peter the Hermit, the Hermit's Crusade, or the People's Crusade, it's sometimes referred to as, which wasn't officially a part of the main crowd, but was, basically. Ran through, because they grouped up in Germany and France, and marched through Eastern Europe into the Holy Land, right, into the Levant. And along the way, the Hermit, Peter the Hermit people killed fuck tons of Jewish people. It was appalling. Anyway, yes, so I'm aware of that. Yeah, the anti-Semitism was already there. I know. I'm just talking about the one aspect of it. And one of the modern aspects was, of course, the fact that 50 or so years earlier, the Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion had been written and disseminated, translated into various European languages. It was total nonsense, of course. No, not Herman the Hermits. Peter the Hermit. God, am I going to have to look up Peter the Hermit for you now? He was an idiot as well, he got slaughtered. Peter the Hermit, there he is. Is that on the screen? That'll do. There, hang on. There we go, that's Peter the Hermit, or at least a picture of him. Peter the Hermit was a priest of Amiens in France, and a key figure in the First Crusade. Here we go. Leading the first of 5 sections of the People's Crusade to the destination of the Pilgrim, Constantinople. Is it going to tell me Peter's wishes, the town, attack the citadel? Does it mention Jewish people at all? It really ought to, considering that's the thing that happened. Anyway. Find. Oh no, go away. Right, find. Jewish. There isn't even a mention of Jewish anywhere in this man. Oh, hang on, there we go. Sorry, Jews. Right. In the spring of 1096, Peter was one of the prominent Rhineland massacres against the Jews. Yeah. Peter and his followers participated in the torture and slaughter of Jews in Lorraine, Cologne, and Mainz. In Mainz, Peter's followers killed a large group of Jews that had been granted refuge by a local bishop. There we go. So, yeah. There you go. Yeah, Jew slaughter in Europe has been A pastime enjoyed by many, many awful human beings throughout the centuries. Anyway. Yeah, the Nazis did not invent anti-Jewish hatred. This is supposed to be a fun stream. Anyway, let's go back to shouting at this idiot.
He's gonna do, then they are in deep doo-doo. So, you know, you can see what's going on there pretty clear. It's pretty evident. So if y'all don't see no more videos from Cowboy Joe for a while, or hell, look for me over there on Gab or on Vimeo or Parler. I'll be going over there probably if they take me down from here.
He's on Vimeo. Okay. I didn't even know that was still going. It is. Okay. Let's see if we can find the... No, do I have to log in? What? No, I don't... no. Search. Right. Cowboy Joe. No. Cowboy Joe Salvatorio? No. Okay. Well, never mind.
But in the meantime, I'm gonna try and keep on making videos here on the boob tube.
On the boob tube.
It's probably
On the boob tube. Let's look for him on Parler. What did Nancy offer AOC? Cowboy Joe. What the fuck? Where is he then, the dozy bastard? Didn't he said he was on Cowboy Joe Salvatorio? For fuck's sake. There isn't any such person. Oh, it's spelt differently. Salvatorio. No! What the You fucking twat. Look at this. Cowboy Joe, YouTube President Trump. That's his entire description. Fucking dirtbox. What's this? Cowboy...
howdy cowboys, howdy cowgirls.
Fuck off. About. Does it have the Parler on it? Create space, reverb, jack. Why haven't you got any of the things that you've advertised there, Joe? You stupid fuckhead. You're an idiot.
I'd be better off on them other platforms anyway, because more free discussion. No.
It's Cowboy Joe. Yeah, I did not try Cowboy Joe. That's not him though, is it? That's a different person. Well, that's not him. Ragtime Cowboy Joe. Is that him, maybe? It's Trump enough for it to be, but hang on now, go on. Votes, followers. No, I don't know. I can't find the prick anyway. Whatever.
Censorship and politically correct management to do what they do on YouTube. So, like I say, if you don't see.
It has the widget. Well, send me the link. If you think he's on there and you found him, give me the link and I'll go there.
No more of Cowboy Joe.
Cowboy Joe.
Then you know what happened. Old boob tube.
Boob tube.
You know, my guess is they already made up their mind and they're just waiting a little bit longer so they can make it look like they're reasonable or something. They can't just drag somebody down and
They can.
although they've done that too.
Yeah.
Ask old Alex Jones and a couple other ones. The doc.
Alex Jones. So we've got an Alex Jones stan. Nice.
Dr. Common Sense. They even did it. They did it to Lifeside News. They're shadow banning all the truth telling channels on this here YouTube. They're doing
This
that
here
as a
YouTube.
pattern. And that's because, like I say, they don't want President Trump's message to get out.
What are you talking about? There are Trump dick suckers all over this fucking website. What are you talking about, Joe?
And they don't want to be pursued by the government or their own masters, who will, put the screws to them if they don't take down the video content that they don't like. That's any number of them
Look at
things.
his weird little face. Oh, God. Part of me wants him to get him really drunk and just see the nonsense that comes out of him. Because I imagine this is him sober. Think of what he's like when he's drunk. He must be incredible.
Are going on.
Probably a lot of N-words.
So anyway, like I say, that's why it's shocking to YouTube, because they're afraid. You gotta understand, a small
Yeah, YouTube are really terrified of you, Joe.
channel like this here, 539 subscribers. That's all I got. That was the last time I looked anyway. And they're so afraid of that small little, little old cowboy.
Little old cowboy. Little old rusty cowboy, man. Yeehaw. Fucking hell. Like, do you want to lay it on any thicker?
And that's how weak-minded they are and how weak they really are. Think about it. Think about it. It ain't like I got 539,000 subscribers.
Not yet, Joe. Dream big.
But they got to go after you anyway, because that's how
That's how the Jews roll, isn't it? Go on, say it. Say it, motherfucker. You know you wanna. You prick.
scared they are, how afraid they are. And that's why they will lose in the long run. I don't know why they can't figure that out. The fear in them is so great.
Hang on, we've got a link to something. What's this nonsense? Oh, hang on. Oh, right, Reverb Nation. Brooklyn, Joe. Hang on. Unless there's a Brooklyn in, where was it again? Wyoming. Brooklyn, Joe. Oh, why is it taking forever to load? Stop being shit, Reverb Nation, you dickheads. Brooklyn Joe. From Fairfield, Iowa. What the fuck is this creature? He's called Brooklyn Joe. I don't know. Let's have a listen to one of his professional tunes. Good.
When you held my hand, you made me understand about the sun and moon and the earth and sky.
Yeah, he's got a shit voice.
What it means to share in this gift of life.
Yeah, we'll stop that. That's a shit voice. Okay. Yeah, no, he's not good. He's not good either. Yeah, it was good until he started dancing. That's true.
It has to be to be that ridiculous, for one little old guy.
One little old cowboy guy, one little old boom high cowboy guy.
Cowboy, and they got to go after him because he's telling the true story.
He came in like an inbred wrecking
And
ball.
they
That
know
is true.
it. They know it, and they're afraid of the truth coming out. That's what this is all. That's what the other two videos that gave me the strikes were about. They're about telling the true story, and about exercising the First Amendment rights of freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech. That's not what free speech means, you twat. The government isn't doing anything.
That's guaranteed by the Constitution. What they're
Yeah, which is not something that the YouTube have to, like, do anything about. Like, what?
doing is unconstitutional, illegal, and they know.
No, it isn't.
They know it. And their 230, the Section 230, which protects them from lawsuits, is going to get taken away. They know that too. They can smell it coming.
Right, but why is that a good thing for you, Joe? Because you're gone instantly the second that happens.
And so they're doing what they do, you know. But they're on the losing side of history, like Facebook and Twitter, you know. They lost.
Hang on, someone in the chat says, what was it? He has a 7-year-old video on Daily Motion called Jesus Can Save You, Black People Repent. Sean, please do get that out for me. Give me a link. We need to watch that video now. That needs to be happening right this very fucking second. That's amazing. I do hope that's true.
Just like Biden lost the election. Biden lost the election big time. He cheated.
No. Shall we have a look? US election winner. No, Joe Biden won, actually. That's terrible for you, isn't it? Terrible for you, Joe.
Cheated, and he lied and he stole. And they're doing the same thing. By censoring channels like Cowboy Joe and Cowboy Joe in particular. They have, they've shown who they really are. And that's unfortunate. We should pray for them. We pray for them because they need the prayers, like everybody else.
Shut the fuck up, Joe. Shut the fuck up. We've got Joe from 7 years ago with the with this video. Jesus can save you, black people. Repent. Now, I don't know where to begin with this, frankly. All I'll say is this is probably going to be very, very racist. Almost certainly enormous. Thank you, Sean House, as well, for providing the link to this. This is almost certainly going to be obnoxiously, disgustingly racist. So if that's a problem for you, and I understand that, you don't have to watch any further. But I'm going to, because this could be the dumbest thing you'll ever see. Possibly. We'll see.
Cowboy Joe shoots from the hip. And right now, I'm taking aim at Jesus can save you, black people. He can save you.
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis?
No. Oh, already. Already. You didn't know what you talking about, Willis. Oh no, Joe. 7-year-old Joe.
I know you're in a big mess. You did a lot of wrong stuff. You're on a totally wrong track.
Bill cited a number. He said 73% of children now in the African American community are born to unwed parents. And he expressed great concern about fathers' involvement here. How do you begin to have those conversations within the community, David?
Well, first, maybe we should make Bill O'Reilly the president of the NAACP, and that would be a starting point.
Yeah, because he's such a great person for the advancement of, well, they call it coloured people, you know.
And it's not equipped to be taken lightly, because the leadership is what I'm talking about. There are some things I absolutely agree with because it comes to accountability, responsibility, the culture, and the reality that we deal with in this country, in all communities, but in the black community. We can separate, and I don't want to get into the statistics and
The good thing is this was from 7 years ago, so this person might be dead. You never know.
Data. He uses very top line, the 30,000-foot view of some of these numbers. The out-of-wedlock birth rate is actually about 50% with blended families, et cetera, for the black
Blended
community.
families.
But that also reflects a
Blended. Fucking blended family. Blended families. Oh my word. That's quite something, isn't it? Jesus Christ.
split between the urban environment and the suburban environment, which began when more college graduates came out of the 80s. Overall, we have lost our way when it comes to the family structure, and the family structure that then is followed by the educational structure. We have a generation of parents, biologically, they may be parents, but educationally, they weren't always the best qualified parent. And we see that playing
Unlike white people, who are always good.
out in the younger people when we talk about the influence of Hollywood, their idolization of basketball players, rappers, football players, when in
Which again, white people don't do that. It's not. That's never a thing that's ever happened.
fact, there's much broader in this American mosaic, a variety of people to choose from. So, and by the way, to go to Dr. King's message about church, yes, the family culture is important. Yes, the church structure is important. But here's the reality. If church was the only solution, and I don't think she proposes that, it's one of the facets of this, then we should have a new busing program to bus them all to church. What we need to do is get the black community.
Yeah, what we need to do is fuck the Constitution, force people to have to go to church, even though many of them aren't Christians. Force black people to just go to church. That's not fascism at all. That's fine. No, that's good. Good.
To buy back into the value proposition that is America, that is our success.
By the way, I know this was before the Bill O'Reilly thing erupted, but he's just suggested that noted rapist Bill O'Reilly should be made the chairman of the NAACP. So, good judge of character, this lad.
That is made others, regardless of ethnicity, a successful part of this country. And we've lost that, and the leadership has failed. The president may be able to open the door with a microphone, but it really has to be held at the community level. We have to put aside the leaders and those that claim to be leaders and sit down as families and as people and begin to have honest, real, and open conversations.
You're going way
Transition.
off, out of control, in every which way.
This was only 7 years ago. Compare it to how fucking old he looks now. Did he have a heroin addiction between then and now? What the fuck happened to his face in 7 years? Fuck.
You're going wrong. You gotta repent. Gotta turn around. Gotta admit your sins, confess them, and turn to the cross. Turn to the Lord. Go back to Him. Go back to Him. You're going way off.
What the fuck?
Out of control.
Why is he just cut to a random bit in, like, movie tone or whatever the fuck this is?
In every which
He's
way.
a weird editor, this lad.
Every which way you're going wrong.
Every which way. Black people are wrong in every way. Oh, talking of noted rapist Bill O'Reilly, here he is.
The solution to the epidemic of violent crime in poor black neighborhoods is to actively discourage pregnancies out of marriage, to impose strict discipline in the public schools, including mandatory student.
Why? I mean, look, if there was a God, Bill O'Reilly would be dead already. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how I know.
Uniforms, and to create a zero-tolerance policy for gun and drug crimes, imposing harsh mandatory.
Well, if there was no tolerance on violent crimes, Bill, you'd be in jail, mate, because you're a rapist. Anyway, enough of this nonsense. We need to get to something a bit more fucking wholesome. This is getting too heavy. It's getting too heavy. I promised a fun time. What the fuck did I call this again? The Sunday Funday poggers stream. Poggers being ironic there, of course, because that is a silly phrase. Although it is poggers in the sense that the way people use it, I hope this is something of interest, but maybe not. I don't fucking know. Deck the halls with the suffragettes. What the oh god. Anyway, there was a thing someone sent me, English with Lucy, which is a thing, and it was like the top 20 something or other things. That was it. Top 20 weird things only British people do. And they wanted, it was an American, and they wanted to know whether this was the truth or not. So I'm going to give you my take on this, I suppose.
Hello everyone and welcome back to English with Lucy. Today I'm going to talk to you about 20 British quirks. To all of you, let's get started with the 20 weird things that British people tend to do. Okay, so the first one is that we put carpet in our bathrooms. Not everyone does this, but I am currently living in a house that has a carpeted bathroom.
No, because what about if you piss on the floor? That's rank.
And I will let you know that yes, we
Some
have
people
had
do
an
it, but-
overflow situation with that toilet, and in a carpeted bathroom, it wasn't pretty. So this is quite an old-fashioned thing to do. We don't tend to do this anymore. But if you go to a house that hasn't been renovated
Oh,
or
yeah, no, I've seen it
updated
happen,
in a long
yeah,
while,
but-
or you go to the home of somebody who is very traditional, then yes, you might find carpet in your bathroom. We've got it here. It wasn't my choice, but it's here. My grandparents have got carpeted bathrooms as well. Number 2 is wahey. Okay, and this is something that we shout in a very, very specific situation, which is this: when somebody smashes a glass in a pub.
Yes. Yeah, that happens. Yeah, that's definitely a that's definitely a thing. Yeah, when someone drops something, basically it doesn't have to be in a pub. It could be anything, any situation. Someone drops something, you go "Whey!" as a way of sort of mocking them, which is, it's a bit rude, but it's also quite funny because everyone gets it.
The whole pub
It's non-discriminatory.
should shout "Way!" Sorry, I had to re-record that. That was so loud. Now, I worked as a waitress for 3 years. I dropped a fair few glasses. We had to carry these drinks on tiny round trays that you had to balance. I couldn't do that. So I've had my fair share of ways in my lifetime. Now, my mother's best friend forgot where she was once, and she did the wahey in Portugal. A restaurant in Portugal, some poor waiter dropped a load of glasses, they smashed everywhere, and there was just my mum's best friend there on her own shouting wahey. Okay, the next one is number 3, which is excitement over fireworks on bonfire night.
I don't know about excitement. I like them, especially because I live at quite a high point in the city I live in, so I can just walk up the hill and watch like across virtually the whole city and see the fireworks across the place. It's quite cool. Oh, bonfire night! It's the 5th of November to celebrate the capture of Guy Fawkes and the stopping of the blowing up of Parliament. It goes back to that anyway, and they hold bonfires, so there are huge like public fires that take place, and people gather and they have fireworks, and general revelry is held. Yeah. It's remember the 5th of November, gunpowder, something and plot, treason and plot is the phrase you're looking for. Yeah. Bonfire night is like Pizzagate. It's not remotely like Pizzagate. Because, for a start off, Guy Fawkes was in an underground basement that did exist, that's now technically a public toilet. It's now a men's toilet. I've pissed. Well, yes and no. It occupies the same space that Guy Fawkes held in what was the basement underneath. It was actually a storage facility underneath, next to what is Parliament St Stephen's Hall, or Westminster Hall, sorry. So when you see Black Rod do the check at the start of the opening of Parliament, they'll go and check what was the place where Guy Fawkes was held, and it's a ceremonial thing. What you only see him from the outside, because what he does is he walks in and he's just stood in a men's toilet, and then he walks back out again. I mean, to be honest with you, there have probably been several men who have walked into there and laid some explosive shit, but it's not quite the same as Guy Fawkes. 4th of July bonfire night. Well, I mean, there are very, very different historical starting points between those two occasions, but in terms of it being like a celebrated thing, kind of, yeah. It holds a reasonably similar, albeit far less important in Britain, but a similar sort of national, what would you call it? Awareness or something?
So on the 5th of November, all around the UK, we have bonfires, we let off fireworks, and we do this because
the
it's
toilet
the
has not got
anniversary,
carpet,
the
no.
5th of November,
Or the last
of
time I went
a failed
there.
attempt
Anyway.
to blow up, to explode.
Oh, she explains.
The House
Okay,
of
there you
Parliament.
go.
On this event, we burn guys, and these are dummy men used to represent the man who was going to blow up the Houses of Parliament. He was called Guy Fawkes, so sometimes we call it Guy Fawkes Night as well. Now, on this night, or on the evenings surrounding this night, depending when it falls, if it falls on a Monday, then you might have it on the Saturday before.
And Guy Fawkes actually wasn't that massive a part of the thing. He was just an explosive expert. He's actually an incredibly interesting story. As Guido Fawkes, he'd fought for Catholicism, or the Catholic forces, in what was the Spanish Netherlands. There was the wars of religion taking place there. And so he was a gunpowder expert. So that's why he was part of the thing. Anyway.
Or, for example, people who have
But he was
no
English.
experience or business dealing with explosives get incredibly excited. They go to
actual
firework
effigies.
shops.
Yeah.
They do them in their garden.
Sometimes it's of Guy Fawkes. Sometimes they have like a hated person of the year. Like when 9/11 happened, like everyone did fucking Bin Laden ones or whatever, and it's like usually an effigy of a hated person. And sometimes it's just a nondescript human form.
Garden, and it's just really dangerous.
And it's slightly odd
My
because
dad-
Guy Fawkes wasn't burned. He was hung, drawn and quartered. Although because of the physical torture he'd had in his interrogation, his body was so weak that he died on the noose. Because for those who don't know, this is not a happy bit. This is not a happy bit at all. Hanging, drawing and quartering was the traitor's death, right? They'd hang you from the neck until you were almost dead. They'd then pull you down from the thing, cut open often your stomach or your abdomen, and pull out your guts while you were still alive. That would then kill you off, obviously, and then cut your body into pieces and send those pieces to various places. And often your head would be put on a spike outside of the Tower of London as a symbol of don't fuck around. But because Guy Fawkes had been tortured so badly, his body was so weak, his neck snapped the instant they dropped him on the noose. So he was already dead. Yeah.
I'd always really enjoyed setting up the fireworks and setting them off in a neighbour's garden. And my mother
Or
was
on London
always
Bridge, yeah.
absolutely petrified. She was so scared he was going to get hurt, and rightly so. And one day they played this terrible prank on my mother and all of the other worried wives. They let off a load of fire.
Yeah, exactly. This is a happy Kev stream where we talk about ancient butchery of human beings.
Fireworks, and then they came screaming, covered with soot, with black ashes all over their face, as if they had had the explosion in their face.
So they
and
blacked
the women
up,
went crazy.
is what you're
And they were
suggesting,
not
Lucy.
best pleased to find out it was all a joke.
She is very
Number
posh, this
4,
one, yeah.
we think that a cup of tea will cure, or help at least, any bad situation.
That's true.
And a lot of us genuinely believe this.
Well, it does, right? 2 main reasons. A, hydration is always important. Hydration is an important part of life. And secondly, it gives you a pause to think about the situation, right? It gives you a pause to just chill and just reevaluate the situation rather than hot-headedly rushing into whatever issue is at fault. So it does. It's not like the tea isn't magic. It's just, it wets the whistle, which is important.
When something bad happens,
So it's
our
important
first
both
response
physically
is,
and psychologically.
Okay, I'll put the kettle on. If somebody's told you some devastating news and you don't know what to say, you can just say, "That's awful. Do you want a cup of tea?"
Oh yeah, that's true as well. Yeah, it's important socially as well because it gives you time to communicate with another person, and it can be a way of sidestepping a socially awkward situation, an outlet, if you will.
Number 5 is the phrase, "Oh, go on then." Okay, said like this, "Oh, go on then." This is something that we say when we are offered something that we know we shouldn't have. For example, a very unhealthy food.
Yeah, I suppose
or
that's a
maybe
thing I've done
a
from
cigarette
time to
or
time.
a drink of alcohol.
Yeah, I think I've probably said that from time to time. Although she said it quite campy, but yeah.
When somebody offers you something
Oh, go on
naughty or
then.
considered to be naughty, go on then. Go on then. I wonder if you have a similar phrase in your own language. I would love to hear it because I think that's just such a key phrase in our vocabulary. Number 6, Colin the caterpillar cake. Need I say more? Yes, I need to say more so that my viewers
that
understand.
just the weird caterpillar
Any
cake
British
thing?
person watching this will understand Colin the caterpillar cake. They will probably feel excitement running through their veins, okay?
Not really.
A Colin the caterpillar cake is a long chocolate roll. I think that's what you call it. It's a roll of cake covered in chocolate with the face of a caterpillar on the end. And if it was your birthday at school, your mum would buy you a Colin the caterpillar cake.
She's quite posh. I think. We didn't get... Well, I suppose we did get cake, but it was usually like a sponge cake or something. Anyway.
It was very easy to slice and lots of slices for all of the children.
No, I didn't
If it
know he was
your
called Colin
birthday,
either.
You got to eat the face. I remember my first Colin the caterpillar cake. I remember being served the face of this cake and I remember it being disgusting, but I ate it anyway because it was my birthday and because I'd earned it. And I'd
Next
spent the
up,
whole year...
caviar cocaine. Yeah. Rory Cats, if you scratch that door one more time, I'm going to knock you the fuck out. Dickhead.
Watching everyone else eat their caterpillar faces. These are typically sold in Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah, posh.
Food shop here, quite a posh food shop here.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware. And if you ever go to a British person's birthday party, I really think you should bring one. It will make them so excited, probably. Number 7, something else we find ridiculously exciting, way more exciting than it should be, J2Os. I don't know if you have these in other countries, but they are a non-alcohol...
Well, you should... Hang on. I mean, right. I know this is a kind of fun, silly video, but... Right? It's called 20 Weird Things Only British People Do. And you're saying you don't know if they have these in other people's... Why didn't you look it up? You're doing a video called Only British People Do This. And it's... Oh, for fuck's sake. Anyway, yeah, these are like fruit drinks. They're... Yeah.
Alcoholic juice drink. Not juice drink, okay? That means it's not 100% juice. The most famous flavour is orange and passion fruit. But the thing is, they came in glass bottles that were the same size as beer bottles. So when you were a child
I've
and
seen
you were at
at
a
least
party, an
2
adult
people
party,
threatened with
you could
smashed
feel like
J2O
an
bottles.
adult with a similar beer bottle. Very
Which gives you-
exciting. I remember taking it a step too far when I was young.
Gives you a slight indication as the different social status that she and I grew up in.
Younger and taking my parents' beer bottles that were green, Stella Artois always, and refilling them with apple juice and carrying that round with me and completely confused when my parents were so angry with me and saying, "No, Lucy, don't do that, don't do that." We also had another drink called Schlur, which was alcohol-free, like a sweet grape juice, fizzy as well. And I felt like such an adult when I had a glass of Schlur at Christmas. Do you have any drinks that you used to have as a child that made you feel grown up? I bet there are. Number 8 is the phrase to pop, okay?
Yeah.
Sounds a bit random, but we use pop.
I'll explain while the adverts are on. Yeah, to pop in or pop on or pop around to a thing, right? To go towards a thing, basically. Which, trust me, as a person who is obviously English, British, who obviously communicates regularly with people who are not, that is definitely confusing to people. They go, do you mean you want to... What? You want to pop on stream? What the fuck does that mean? Which means I want to go onto the stream with a person or something, you know. Yeah.
Phrasal verbs, and it's a very warm way of asking somebody to come or go somewhere. Do you want me to pop over? Do you want me to come over? It implies a short amount of time. Why don't we pop down the road for a coffee? Why don't we just quickly go down the road for a coffee? I remember one of my Spanish students in London. They were au pairing for a British family and they were so confused by the word pop, because you can pop around, pop up, pop down, pop over. Just treat
It is
as
weird,
come
actually,
and
yeah.
go. Number 9, British people like to base the entire country's economic state on the price inflation of a frog-shaped chocolate
Freddos!
bar called a Freddo. Yes, you heard that correctly. We base our economics on a frog-shaped chocolate bar called a Freddo. When we were young, Freddos were known to be the most affordable chocolate bar. They were a little frog and they were...
Yeah, pop can also mean like a fizzy drink or hitting someone, yeah. Or to try something, like to have a pop at. Yeah. Freddos are not disgusting. How dare you, concrete donkey? They're lovely, you fucking heathen.
were typically, I think, 10p when I was young.
Oh, hang on.
I remember being given £1 to spend on sweets at a party. I could have one big packet of sweets, or I could have 10 Freddos. The logical answer is to go for all of the Freddos. However, every time I see the price of a Freddo rise, I am outraged, and the rest of the nation is too. I'm going to search now, current price of Freddos. 25p.
Fuck off. No way. 25p for a Freddo? That's disgusting. Why? I don't know why, but that genuinely offended me. I was... 25p for a Freddo genuinely made me think, like, you bastards, you fucking capitalist bastards. It's alright, anyway. Yeah, 11th of December, so
25p.
kind of pre-Brexit, I don't know.
So what?
Okay, just going to have to pause there. I got so angry about the price inflation of Freddos that I broke my microphone, and the next 3 videos have terrible audio. Damn you, Freddos.
That means that I could have bought 10 and now I can only buy 4. That is outrageous.
I have to turn her up now.
Okay, number 10.
Whoa. Time out. Tony, fudge bars are 30p now. Fuck off. There's no... I'm going to have to look that up. If fudge bars are 30p, I'm starting a fucking revolution, I swear to God. Or even fudge bars price. Cadbury's fudge singles. This is at Tesco. So the product is unavailable. Okay, well, that doesn't help me. Cadbury's fudge bar. Hang on, they're saying 25p, which is still too much. I remember fudges were 5p when I was a child. Chomp. How much is a chomp? 25p for a chomp. Fucking hell. I'm sorry, comrades. This to the barricades. To the fucking barricades, okay? This is unacceptable. We've been taking fools off for too long. A 25p chomp bar is unacceptable. Okay? I'm genuinely... That's such an odd reaction. I'm genuinely like, bastards. Also, it's probably because I'm just getting old. I don't know.
Pigs in blankets.
Oh, yes, pigs in blankets.
So excited about this particular food called a pig in blanket. It is a little cocktail sausage wrapped in bacon. And typically we only...
You have pigs in blankets in America? Yeah. Wait until he finds out how much a 2p refresh. Oh no, am I looking up 2p refreshers now? For fuck's sake. I bet you can't even get penny sweets anymore, can you? Oh, and I nearly had a heart attack then. I didn't look at the number of things. I saw £13 and I nearly died. Sorry. I don't know. You're just gonna have to tell me in the chat because they're not gonna give you an individual price, are they? Pigs in blankets are in dough. Oh, so that's like a toad in the hole, basically. Okay. Long hot dogs wrapped in a crescent roll. A crescent roll. What the fuck? US pigs in blankets. Oh, okay. Oh, so it's like a kind of weird sausage roll, basically. Kind of. A mixture between a hot dog and a sausage roll. Oh, well, that's not what's being talked about here. This is the British version. It's, actually, that won't be on the screen, will it? Yeah, it's little sausages wrapped in bacon. Usually around Christmas time. I had some at Christmas, I think. I seem to recall.
Have them at Christmas.
Oh, she just
There's
said
no
that.
reason for this. We could have them every Sunday. But if you go to a pub and your Sunday roast comes
That's true.
with a
Why
pig,
do we only have them at Christmas? They're really nice. Why don't we have them all the time? That's really strange. Yeah, we could do that all the time. Yeah, basically sausage and
pig in
bacon.
blanket or some pigs in blankets, it's the best roast ever. We absolutely love them. But we only have them at Christmas. Why is that?
Yeah,
Number
why?
11, one of our
Okay, right. Revolution time, motherfuckers. Fudges need to be 5p again, obviously. Any other thing is capitalist evil. Okay, exploitation of the worst kind. And year-round pigs in blankets. Why is that not a thing already?
most popular TV shows is a TV show of people watching TV shows.
Oh, is this
It's
Gogglebox?
called Gogglebox.
God, I love Gogglebox. It's so dumb. It's so dumb, but I love it. I watch it all the time. And it is, as described, it's people watching TV and you're watching them watch TV. But it's so funny because they pick sort of slightly weird people to watch TV and you get to sort of see their reactions to stuff. And it's quite not. It's genuinely quite funny and quite warm. You get to see inside other people's world, their existence. You know. It's very strange. Anyway, what's my favourite breakfast cereal? Oh shit. Well, the one I have most often is Weetabix, but that's because of the let's say digestive medicinal purposes. But my actual favourite is Cocoa Pops. Obviously, any other answer is degenerate filth. Okay.
I imagine this concept has arrived in other countries now. They basically film families watching the TV highlights and then they compile their witty remarks and then we watch them. It's a very good programme. It's very meta. Mm.
Well, I mean, it is kind of meta, but it's also silly in a sense. Like it's kind of cheap dickhead TV. But I enjoy it because I'm a cheap dickhead, I suppose. Yeah. Sugar Puffs. Get out. Sean. I mean, thank you for the weird video you sent, but get the fuck out. Sugar Puffs. Like I said, degenerate filth. Frosted Flakes. Get the fuck out. Who are these people? And their non-Cocoa Pops bullshit. Fuck's sake. Some people. You think you know your audience? You think you've collated a people of wholesome, decent human beings who aren't trying to undermine the Cocoa Pops based Western civilizational order, and then this kind of nonsense. Honey Crunch, get the fuck out! Get out now! Raisin Bran, get fuck off! Because I've got diabetes. My mum's got diabetes, okay, and she also eats weird, horrible shit as well. My sympathies. Not a big chocolate fan. Well, you're to be honest with you, you're on thin ice. I'm this close to banning you now.
Number 12, dog poo in Facebook groups. Okay, in the UK, and I imagine in lots of places in the world, we have Facebook groups for our local communities. So I'm in quite a few of the surrounding villages and towns. And there is a new phenomenon, and it is the people that are getting so frustrated with people not picking
I'm not going to ban anyone for that. I was doing a bit.
up their dog poo, especially if it's on someone's property or on their front lawn.
So pictures of dog shit. Is this a
People
thing?
are taking pictures of the dog poo and posting it in these community groups. And I don't know about you, but I normally check my phone for the first time in the morning when I'm about to take my first bite of breakfast, normally porridge, and to have porridge.
Porridge. These people are fucking disgusting. God almighty. Ugh.
Approaching my mouth, opening my phone and seeing a massive dog poo is just not ideal. So now people are rebelling against the dog poo posters, and there's just huge civil unrest online at the moment. Those who want to shame the dog poo leavers and those who want to shame the dog poo posters. It's very complex. I hate dog poo. It's absolutely horrendous. But I also don't want to see it all over my face.
It's not. Is it that important? Look, it's not. Yeah, if your dog shits, pick it up. Ideally in a bag, but if you want to use your hand, whatever. But opinion on mixing cereals. I am anti-cereal miscegenation. Okay? I want a cereal of purity. Okay? No mixing.
Facebook timeline. I've seen enough. We know it's a problem. Number 13, drinking in rounds, okay? When we go on a night out with a group of friends, we drink in rounds, which means if there are 5 of us, instead of everyone buying their individual drinks, one person will buy 5 drinks, then the next person will buy 5 drinks. I'm sure many of you are aware of this concept. I'm sure it has a different name where you're from. But the very British thing to do is to shout, "Whose round is it?" when you know exactly whose round it is.
See, I think that's more of a posh people thing. Because if you're working class scum like me, if you're in a bar and you know whose round it is, you go, "Mike, it's your fucking round, mate. What are you doing? Fucking dying of thirst over here, you cunt. Hurry up." Like, you know what I mean? You don't piss around with it. Yeah, that is a posh Karen thing to do. If it's someone's round, because that's social etiquette at that point, isn't it? You say, if you're, yeah, exactly, your round, get him in. Yeah, that would be the more polite way of doing it. But generally speaking, you go, "Come on, Mike, up the bar, mate. What are you doing?" Do you know what I mean? You don't fuck around with it, because it's incumbent on you to make sure that if it's your round, that no one's fucking dying of thirst. And if you've still got drink left, you don't necessarily even have to buy yourself. A thing you can do to save money is not buy your own drink in your round. And, save money that way. It's a thing that's been known to be done. Or just skip yourself if you've just still got, most of your pint left. It's not even a money-saving thing. You're just out of the timed rhythm or whatever. But, yeah. But also, don't be the prick who drinks way quicker than everyone else. Just, you know what I mean? That's also wrong. Because then you're just forcing everyone else to drink quicker than they want to. Yeah.
And you just are trying to make them actually buy their round, because there are a lot of people who will participate in rounds, wait till last and hope that they won't actually have to buy that round, thus escaping with a lot of free drinks.
Yeah, that's a thing. You always try and time it, don't you? No, I'm not a tight fucker if I get into rounds. And you play by the rules. I'm a man of rules.
Very full wallet, and it's very annoying. Now, we can be considered quite passive aggressive. So instead of saying, "It's your round, go and buy your round," just shouting, "Whose round is it?" is a much easier way to avoid confrontation.
That again, she's a kind of weird posh woman. She's a posh English woman. I've never, in my circle of peeps, I've never known anyone do that. If it's your round, they'll say it's your fucking round, dickhead. Like, that's, yeah.
However, my fiance, he said at university there was one guy who was so bad at buying or paying for his fair share of
Waiting
drinks
on a sex
that they
ass, it's
actually
your
grabbed
round,
him,
mate.
marched him to an ATM, a bank, took his card out and forced him to take out the money. Some people are just what we would call here tight. If somebody's tight, they don't like spending a lot of money. Number 14 is we can't always be bothered to use an umbrella. It rains so often that unless it is absolutely
Is that a strange thing?
pummeling it down.
I don't think I even own an umbrella. I don't think that's a thing I've ever. I don't use one. You put on a fucking hat and a coat. It's fine. I'm not at sea.
I don't mind getting a bit wet.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in Spain, the minute the first drop hit anyone's hair, they would whip out their umbrella. Everyone had it. Everyone knew the weather. I just never knew how people kept track of whether it was going to rain that day or not, but it was more of a rare occasion there, and it's very, very common here. So I did used to walk into my classrooms soaking wet sometimes, just, normal.
Yeah, it's
Number
too
15.
windy for a fucking.
We don't put fridges in the eggs. Wrong. Number 15. We don't always put our eggs in the fridge. I don't know if this is weird for you. I remember going abroad and seeing fridges in the eggs. Fridges in the eggs. I remember going abroad and seeing eggs in the fridges. I remember some fridges.
Is that a thing? I put my eggs in the fridge. Okay. I mean, I've never noted that
with
before.
Egg holders. I thought that was so weird. No, I like a nice room temperature egg. Oh, yes.
What?
Why does that sound like an innuendo?
Oh, because it's weird. Why would you, because you're going to cook the egg, you're not eating it raw, so it doesn't matter what temperature it starts from, just put it in the fridge and they'll last longer.
16. This one goes without saying. We are obsessed with the weather. Even if it's so boring,
Yeah.
it's slightly grey and windy today. We will
It's
tell you
always
that.
slightly grey and windy
It's a bit
today.
grey and windy, isn't it? It does change so much that it is quite, entertaining. Sometimes we don't have that much in our lives to talk about, so the weather is just a really good one to go for. Number 17, scone or scone. Okay, this is the conundrum. And actually there's a part 2 to this conundrum as well. There is a baked good, which I call a scone, but other people call it a scone, and there's a big fight, a big divide in the UK.
Well, I'll be honest, I go scone, but I don't care. The reason it's such a weird one, the scone pronunciation thing, is you get posh people and not posh people on both sides. It's not. Well, someone says it's a class divide. I don't think it is. I've seen it go both ways, because they both sound weird. They both sound very odd. But I go scone. It doesn't really matter.
About whether it is a scone or a scone. I don't want to get involved in that. I'm not going to say scone is wrong.
Hang on, for those who don't know, because she didn't really explain it. That's what a scone is, or scone if you want. It's a baked product with cream and jam in it. It's very nice, but,
But I do prefer scone. Scone! Damn it! The other part of this conundrum is the order in which you put toppings. Typically, we serve scones or scones with jam
Is tea required?
and clotted
Yes.
cream. They are absolutely
But that's just a
to
general
die
thing.
for. If you come to the UK, make sure you have an afternoon tea with scones or scones. Now, I always put clotted cream first, then jam, but some people will swear you have to put the jam first, then the clotted cream. I'm not going to tell you which is right. You're just going to have to try
Is
it
that
out
a
for
thing?
yourself,
I didn't
but
realise that
think
was a debate
logistically,
that needed to happen. Okay.
cream first, then jam. Number 18, we are terrible at ending conversations. Honestly, this
anyone
is the most
anyone who's seen my endings to streams will know that this is bad. This is kind of boring. To be honest, it is a little bit boring, but I'm doing a chill out stream, man. Like, it's not always intense. It's not always me shouting at fascists. Today is a chill stream. Today is me, just being chill. Just being chill, and poggers AF.
thing ever. There is a huge culprit of this, and it is my fiancé Will. Typically, when we want to end a conversation, we will say, right, and kind of, I need to be heading off, or I must get a move on, or I need to get going. But
please condemn the bean dad. Yeah, did we see the bean dad thing? I don't know. It's so strange. Apparently, some dickhead was like, who's apparently quite anti-Semitic as well, which is odd. No, it's not odd. Is the point? Instead of like cooking beans for their daughter, made them open up the tin themselves, even though they'd never been shown how to or something, which seems kind of weird and shitty. Not good parenting. But I don't really know enough about it. But
for some reason, some
it
people
became
really
a
struggle
meme.
with this. And when you have two people that struggle with ending conversations coming together, well, you could just go on for eternity. It's really, really troubling.
Right.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Come and say hello. Admit to your problem. This is Will. Don't worry about his face. You know your problem. You're almost
He's not even handsome. Shut up, dickheads.
perfect.
Was it ending conversations?
It was ending conversations.
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
It's fine if you're talking to someone who can end the conversation, but it's when you are with another person that also finds ending conversations difficult.
Well, it's nice to get out, isn't it?
Lockdown
It's a tough year
problem.
for everyone. Leave to it.
All right, I'm almost done.
Cool.
Number 19, we really overuse
They're like the perfect Aryan couple or some shit. What the fuck? That was like a Nazi propaganda poster.
the word sorry. This was further solidified in my mind last night. We watched Bridget Jones, and there was the scene where Mark Darcy or Colin Firth and Hugh Grant were fighting, and they were knocking over things on people's tables in a restaurant, and they were still apologising. We just can't help it. I find myself
I say
apologising
sorry a
for
bit too much,
apologising
yeah.
too much.
Especially when it's not deserved. Like, just random fucking nonsense. Bean Dad nuked his Twitter. That's an odd sentence, but that makes sense.
Number 20, the final weird thing that British people do is consume a lot of pre-made sandwiches. It's a bit of a random one.
Also, a bit of a posh people one. I would never buy one of those shithole sandwiches. Ever. Well, unless I was literally starving or something, you know. But no, I don't give a fuck. I make my own. If I want a sandwich, I make my own fucking sandwiches.
There is something very exciting about going on a short car journey and stopping off for lunch. And lunch will be a pre-made sandwich in a box. You can get them from petrol stations, or you can get them from supermarkets. I know Tesco does something called a meal deal, where for a certain amount of money you get a
Tony
sandwich,
preempted the meal
a
deal.
snack and a drink, and people absolutely love it, and they try to get the most value from that meal deal. They say you can tell a lot about a person from what they choose for their meal deal.
Oh, fuck off. It's too much poshness. There's too much poshness going on there. I'm not having this nonsense. What have I got in my notifications? Fuck all. Okay. Well, I've been going 2 hours and it's midnight, so I think I might wrap things up there. Just buy a pie, you weird Karen. Again, one of the most gloriously weird 21st century phrases. Yeah. Anyway. I'm done. Yes. Thank you to everyone for watching whatever the fuck this was. I don't even know what this was. It was certainly a thing. Just be grateful I didn't play any more any more Danzy for you. Be grateful. I've been merciful to you this day. Christy Winters, I stopped watching chess videos. Why are you still doing the weird chess thing, you fucking mentalist? I love Christy Winters deeply, but she's fucking strange, man. She's a weird geek creature. Anyway, but yeah, go back to watching chess or whatever. Why are you still watching? Go to bed, Christy. Go to bed now. Anyway. As to the point was made earlier, we're not good at ending conversations, even when it's a one-way conversation where literally I'm not. What am I waiting for in terms of a response from you? You're not talking to me. You're writing on a screen or whatever. Anyway, I'm talking shite now. So, yeah, I'm gonna fuck off. I think I'll be back tomorrow with Christy. If she's still in the chat, she can confirm now or not or whatever. It doesn't really matter. We usually do Monday nights, don't we? So Christy might well be back. There's lots of actually important news. The Trump tape thing is fucking intense. Good lord, he's a rather criminal, isn't he? Also, Lin Wood is a fucking crazy bastard. Like, he way more than even you thought he was. He genuinely has a sort of weird thing where he thinks he's God or something. It's very odd. Christy says yes, so we'll be back with Christy tomorrow. Technically today, because it's just gone midnight. So in 19 hours time from now, 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. on the east coast of Americana land, or 8 p.m. in Central European time, to talk about all of that and probably some other shit, and bookmarks with cute cats, always with the cute cats. Probably less stuff about sex arses, although I can't promise an absolute zero number of words about sex arses. So, what a high-class way to sign off the show. Thank you all for listening and watching. My links are below. Go and subscribe to the Clips channel if you haven't already. It's linked below. Go and subscribe to the Twitch and the YouTubes and all of that. My social media is below. Patreon, all of that jazz, all below. The Facebook group for the Happy Hour is there as well. Thank you all for listening and watching.